Mayday, Mayday, Mayday.
G'day plant lovers, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Kathy. This is where I get to talk about all my plants. For my return visitors, thank you, love you guys. Okay, it is a really cold day in Melbourne. It is, I think, 9 degrees, which is ridiculous. And here I was thinking that we're nearly in spring. What are they calling it? An Arctic blast, I think. And I think that's very accurate. Okay, so today I need help. That's why I've sent out a distress call. Because I'm struggling with a few of my plants. And I'm not ashamed to ask for help when I need it. I generally don't like asking, but there comes a point where you simply say, I don't know what to do. It is possible that some of these plants are struggling because it's winter, but regardless, I thought I would ask you guys if you have any advice that may help me with some of these plants. So we are going to start with my Dieffenbachias. I haven't had this one very long, and as you can see, it is gorgeous. And look, it is growing. It's even put out a new leaf, but I'm getting these brown tips, and I think this leaf is going to die. I have done a lot of reading about Dieffenbachias, and I actually put this one next to my humidifier. It was a little bit further away from an east-facing window. I think it was around 3 meters back, and I wasn't sure if it needed more light. And then I was a bit concerned that perhaps it was getting too much humidity. I don't know how that could happen because it is a tropical plant, but these brown edges do concern me because it is also happening on my other Dieffenbachia. And I really would love to correct this issue. I have read that with Dieffenbachias, you should let them dry out. So that's what I was doing. And then I read that you shouldn't let them dry out. So I've changed the watering. I'm trying not to let it dry out completely. I usually wait until the moisture meter reads, say, 3 before I water them. And I think this one is drying out a little bit quicker than I realized. So it might be that it's needed more water, but I don't believe it is humidity. I thought it might be light, so I moved it into my living room where there's a lot of light from my north-facing sliding doors. But I also have the heater in here, and that concerns me that it might dry it out. So please do give me any tips that you guys might have, because I'm at my wit's end. The next one. Oh, I'm almost embarrassed to show you. Truly, I'm almost embarrassed to show you this one. This is my Dieffenbachia Camille. It was so much fuller when I bought it. This I did get in the mail from Sydney, and I thought perhaps it's simply acclimating, and that's why it dropped a few of its leaves. But I'm not sure. And then I thought it might have spider mites, so I treated it for that as well. But I really don't know if that's the case. And it just keeps dropping all its leaves. And the edges are getting these crispiness. Now I thought if they get these little marks that this might be overwatering. And I have definitely not been overwatering this plant. When I got it, it was bare rooted, and I repotted it in the soil I generally use for everything, which is Osmocote Premium. But I also put quite a bit of perlite in it to make it a more airy mix and more fast draining. And I had it in my bedroom, about 3 meters back from a west facing window. So it's possible it was a lack of light. And I've currently moved it into my kitchen, where it's only a couple of meters back from my north facing window. but I'm still finding these little spots, these little brown bits. I don't know if it's fungal. I've never dealt with any fungal issue, so I really am unfamiliar with what I should do, or whether it's simply a watering issue. Now, I have read that with Dieffenbachias, they drop any leaves that are about a year old, which I found really weird. I'd never heard that before. So perhaps that's all it is, and it's not dying, but it just doesn't look happy. And I like my plants to be happy. So please, if you have any ideas as to what issue I'm dealing with, please do let me know. I would so appreciate it. Now this is my Peperomia prostrata, string of turtles. It's still alive, so I'm very happy with that. But there are a few leaves that are yellowing. Now again, this could be winter, I don't know. I have it in my study, and I had it quite close to an east-facing window, so it's getting a lot of light. But I have read that they do like humidity, so I've now moved it closer to my humidifier, but it also means it's a bit further back from the window. The other issue with this one is that it is potted in peat moss. I absolutely hate peat moss. I always have issues with it, especially with peperomias. Peperomias simply hate the stuff, in my opinion anyway. But perhaps I'm wrong. Perhaps it's got nothing to do with that and it's my watering schedule. Again, I think I wait until my moisture meter reads 3 before I water this. And it's not looking terrible. And there are also some growth points, but it just doesn't look happy. And as I said, I want my plants to be happy, because then that makes me happy. I don't know if other people are like that, but I really like to see them doing well. And I so love this one because the leaves are amazing. They truly do look like turtles. So sad. So sad. Oh, there goes another leaf. Oh, God. There goes another leaf. Ah. This is my Aglaonema commutatum, I believe. Siam Aurora. So I believe this cultivar is called Siam Aurora. It is growing, as you can see. That's a new leaf, and this is a new leaf. And it's right next to my humidifier, so it's getting a ton of humidity. And I do know that plants drop their lower leaves, and that's might be what this is happening. But I now have 3 Aglaonemas. With the new one, I haven't had it very long, so I haven't had any issues yet, and I'm hoping to stave off any issues. And that's why I thought I'd ask for some help. I find that with Aglaonemas, or the 2 that I've had longest, every time they put out a new leaf, they drop one of their old leaves. I don't know if that's how it should be, or whether there is an issue. Now, from what I've read, Aglaonemas like to dry out completely, that you should not keep them even moist, and you should wait until the moisture meter reads, say, 3 or lower. And that is what I have been doing. I'm a little baffled, to be honest. I've done so much reading, and quite often you really do find conflicting advice. I'm having no problem with my Boston fern, which I was convinced I would lose in winter, and yet I'm struggling with what some consider easy plants. Okay, the next one. The next one is my Alocasia black velvet. I should be ashamed of showing you this one, but I've said it before, we all kill plants, it's just part of learning, I think. But yes, this one, oh my God. I actually did film when it still had a leaf, and I'm going to insert that footage here. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, this thing is really unhappy. When I got it, it had 4 leaves. One of them was definitely damaged. The other 3 were okay. And And I lost the 2 leaves fairly quickly, and this one was doing all right, but I'm pretty sure this was attacked by pests, most likely spider mites, and that is definitely on the way out. Oh, so sad. Well, since then, it has definitely lost the last leaf. Now, I did some reading, as I always do when I don't know what the hell I'm doing, and this is my very first alocasia. But from what I've read with alocasias, they go dormant in winter, or they can go dormant. And I'm assuming that that's what this is, and that I should not throw this out. Now, my understanding is that you don't water them when they're dormant like this. But it does concern me because it's completely dry. And I have let it dry out. Now, that is what I've read. If I'm wrong, or you have any suggestions as to what I need to do to get this to resurrect in spring, please do let me know. I would so appreciate it. It was such a beautiful plant. The leaves were just gorgeous, but it really did not like being shipped. I did read that alocasias like medium light, and I did have it about 2 to 3 meters back from my east facing window. If that is too far and I should give it brighter light, please do let me know, and I will definitely change the lighting in spring. I don't think there's any point now because, as you can see, it's not alive. Oh well, it's sleeping. Yes, it's asleep. It is like Sleeping Beauty. Well, I'm hoping it's going to be a Sleeping Beauty situation where she'll be wakened up in spring. But yes, please do help me. I think I need help with this one. Well, I am sure I'm going to do more Mayday episodes because I always find some plants I struggle with. And I think that's with all of us. Well, I hope it's not just me and that I'm just a terrible plant parent, but I do hope that it's just the trials that you go through when you look after plants, especially when they're all different and they all have different care requirements. So I'm sure I'm going to call on you guys to give me any tips or advice in relation to some of my plants. And I hope that if you guys have any questions or you need any help with any particular plant, that you would feel free to ask me. Not that I'm an expert, but perhaps something I'm not struggling with or is growing well for me may not be growing well for you. And that's what I love about this community. We share what we know, what we find is working and what we find isn't working amongst each other. And it helps us all be better plant parents. You can leave your tips either in the comments below, or you can contact me on Instagram. And if you like this video, you know you can do the usual thing. You can like, you can comment, and you can subscribe. And thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. You really don't know what it means to me. I really love making these videos and knowing that people enjoy watching them, or that they watch them anyway. It just inspires me to make more. So thank you very, very much. I hope you all have a wonderful day and a wonderful weekend. Until next time, take care, guys. Bye. So it's getting a ton of